Welcome to the Small Business Breakthrough Series, where each week we are interviewing a number of guests that support the small business community. And this week we are excited to dive into digital marketing. We've got a full scale digital marketing agency on board with us today, and it is exciting to hear what Desmond Stanley has to bring to us. He's the managing partner for the Incubator LLC. And as I said, they're a full scale digital marketing agency. And as you know, if you listened to the Small Business Podcast series before, we are all about helping small businesses grow past their ceiling that is holding them back. So we want to see you win as a small business owner. Desmond, it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate the opportunity and happy to be here. I'm all about small businesses, like you said. So it's a great fit.
Yes, we definitely supporting, and all small businesses right now can use all the help they can get. I say right now, but really anytime they can use all the help they can get. Can you give us a snapshot of what your business is and the major outcomes that you get for your clients?
For sure, for sure. So we're all about growth online. That's our main service, whether that be website design, social media management, content creation. Those are the big ones. But I do have an accounting background. We have a tax department as well. We can help with bookkeeping. We can help with, business cards. We can help with filing your business. Really, we're a consulting agency, but we specialize in digital marketing.
All right. Can you give a little bit of a description about who your businesses, or sorry, who describe who your services work for, the businesses that those people are?
For sure, for sure. So, as you mentioned in your intro, small businesses, entrepreneurs, really small to mid-sized businesses are who we focus on. Several industries. We've worked with law firms. We've worked with insurance agencies. We've worked with retail. We've worked with barbers. We've like really across several industries, across several states and countries. Just recently got back from Guatemala. Have a client there. Started working with them last year. He started as a one shop business working out of his home. Just got back. He has 10 stores. And I'm not gonna say we helped him do that. He's been working hard. But social media and growing online definitely contribute to that. And that's what we like to see is the growth.
Yeah, that is amazing. Like, so if you didn't hear that, he's working outside of the US too. In fact, we had to reschedule this call because the storm caused an issue last week on the interview. We wanted to have a really good interview with Desmond because it like is high quality working through those digital marketing aspects. What would you say is digital marketing is a crowded space? Like everybody seems
Very,
to be jumping.
very.
What would you say sets your business apart from others in this space?
So yeah, that's a great question. I think we've been able to kind of set ourselves apart with our content creation. Our number one service right now is social media management. So essentially we come into your company, we take over your social media. Like we come up with a strategy. I send my photographer to you, we get the content, and we post the content for you. We're interacting with other post for you, responding to messages. So, you talk about small businesses. Oftentimes, they're wearing all of the hats. So we specialize. We come in, we take that off of your plate so that you can focus on whatever your business may be. We just recently signed a bakery in Cleveland. She's doing great. She just got her products into a few stores in Ohio, but she's not a marketer, right? So she is able to work with us. I send my team there. They get the content. We post it for her. It's a great partnership.
It's a great opportunity. I love the term you use there, partnership, because when you're looking to work with other people, you're not just looking for another vendor. You're not looking for anybody as a small business owner. You are looking for a partner that is willing to put in the effort for your small business, just like they've been able to put the effort into their small business. How,
Right.
what, this industry, this digital marketing space, like we were talking about, is crowded and you've got a unique thing that's setting you apart. But from an industry standpoint, how are you tackling the challenges? What's the biggest challenge that you deal with on a day-to-day basis with your clients or partners?
So real quick, shout out to my partner, Timothy Roberts. He's recently moved away to Chicago. He's in law school at Loyola University. So shout out to him. He's kind of stepped away right now, understandably so. But I would say the biggest challenge is just simply staying up to date with everything happening in our industry. Staying on top of AI, the different tools that are available, and making sure my team has everything they need to be successful. I was, just like many entrepreneurs, I started as a one-man shop, outside of my partner. We were doing everything. And now I'm blessed to have a solid team. They handle pretty much all of my fulfillment. And like I said, just making sure I have the tools and resources in place for them to be successful.
Yeah, that is awesome. We'd love to hear the that it's not just one person, not nothing wrong with it being one person, but when you're talking about scale and like across the US and then even going outside, like it takes a lot. And one person would be impossible for you to be in Guatemala, in Cleveland, and all over the
Can't
place.
can't do it all. Can't do
Yeah.
it all.
Just the air travel alone will kill you. Uh,
Right.
the I've done some consulting in the past where I've been on a plane and same trip every week, right? For weeks in a row trying to get stuff done. Now there's a means to an end, right? We get through it.
Right.
If you've ever opened your laptop ready to grow your business and 2 hours later closed it, realizing you've gotten nothing done, but you've researched office chairs, you've ordered lunch, and you've planned out the next 3 dinners, all the things that you wouldn't typically do to work on your business. Yeah, I've done that too. I'm Jason Pond. I'm the host of the Small Business Breakthrough Podcast, and I want you to achieve your breakthrough. But we do that through the community I built. I built the Momentum Community. The Momentum Community is a place where we meet every week and we talk about your goals, where you want to get with your business, and then we track them. And we use the Momentum dashboard to do that. We make sure you're moving forward every week, and it's accountability like you've never seen in a community forum. I want you to be part of that community. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link in the description below and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Right. For sure.
How do you see in the next 5 to 10 years this digital marketing world that's evolving so fast? What do you see taking over and really um, helping it evolve? But then what do you see yourself doing to stay ahead of the curve?
That's another great question. So, a lot of people in our industry are kind of um afraid, I will say, of AI and letting AI replace you. I'm a believer that, you know, in our industry, like I said, the way we stand out is our content creation. You're still gonna have to, I'm gonna have to send my photographer. We're coming up with a strategy. I'm not gonna lie. We use AI. You have to use AI to stay, a breath of what's happening, but it's still gonna take some type of human input, I think, to really stand out. There's a lot of people using AI and cookie cutter content. But in order to really set yourself apart and help these businesses grow, you need unique content, unique ideas. And I think that's where we're going to be able to continue to excel in this industry.
That's That's a great point, especially talking about AI and bringing that into the conversation. And the other thing that I've seen in some recent social media interactions is you don't just have to worry about AI, but you've got to worry about other people that are just like, I don't know what happened to plagiarism. It seems to have disappeared. Everybody's just taking content and sharing it. It's one thing if you have permission. It's a whole
Yep.
other thing if you're just repeating what got posted by somebody else online. It's one of those things that I'm guessing the platforms will catch on, but who knows?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna have to be, again, great point. I think, that's gonna have to be up to the platforms as to how they're going to handle duplicated content and, things of that nature. On one hand, I would like to say I think they will address that, but on the other hand, you know, in their eyes, it may be good because people are trying to one up the next person. And they're just all about getting content created. So, I don't know how long that will take or when. Hopefully, that will be addressed.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Some of it, I believe all of it comes down to mindset. Comes down
Yep.
to it. If you're getting copy, I did a video here recently on this actually, and I talked about it where I said, if you're getting copied as a business owner, that should be your ultimate sign of success. It
Yes,
means
sir.
that your competitors are actually scared of you, which is an interesting take on it.
Right.
Ready to shake some things up and go through the lightning round?
For sure. Let's do it.
Okay. They're not hard questions. Meant to be
Okay.
quick and off the cuff. Ready?
Okay.
Here we
Let's
go.
see what I
Coffee,
got.
coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
I,
Okay.
I don't mind tea though.
Yeah. I like coffee during the morning, tea at night. Like,
Yes, I'm the
kind of
same.
how I go.
I agree.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs for sure. I'm allergic to cats. And I don't trust cats. I'm sorry.
I like that. That's a good point. If you could grab only one weapon or item during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
That's a great question. One weapon or item. A tank.
Tank. That, all right.
Tank. I got shelter. I got a weapon.
Yep. And pretty good support around you, right? I mean, that's
Sure.
at least hopefully structurally integral. Integral, yeah. Uh, favorite quote or phrase that you think about often?
Um, Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I believe that was Mike Tyson.
Yes, that is correct. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Yes. Favorite movie or streaming series that you love?
Well, I played football for a good portion of my life, so one movie that always sticks out to me is Friday Night Lights. It's a classic.
Friday Night Lights. One book that has influenced your life the most?
Uh, um, Think and Grow Rich. I think that's a classic for, most entrepreneurs.
It is a must read for entrepreneurs. I mean, it's one I didn't read it till a lot later in my entrepreneurial journey. I'd gotten
Mhm.
a lot of other books, but I finally got it. I have a copy of it. I have it in all three formats, right? I've got a digital, I have a physical copy, and the audiobook.
For sure. I will admit it's kind of a tough read. Like you have to, at least for me, I had to read it a couple times. I have to highlight, take notes. There's so much valuable information in there. So
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
haven't read it, go read Think and Grow Rich.
It's a great one. Okay, we'll wrap it up with biggest obstacle you have ever had to overcome and one lesson you learned from it.
Yes, I love that question. It goes back to my the quote that I mentioned. We started out as an event space in downtown Cleveland, had a 3,300 square foot building. Um, Everything was going great. We were booked out months in advance. I was, 25 at the time. My business partner was younger than me. It was great. Long story short, our neighbors were doing something they had no business. Everyone got put out of the building. So we had to pivot, were we gonna close up shop or find something new? And that's how we got into digital marketing. So that right there was a huge lesson for me. You gotta be able to adjust, you gotta be able to pivot and make a new plan as an entrepreneur. So at the time I hated it, but I'm happy that it happened. um, it was a very valuable lesson at a young age. So
Absolutely. That's the thing about entrepreneurship is there's certain things that'll happen and it's an understandable element if you do get punched in the mouth and you need to make a pivot, like what happened to Desmond. But don't confuse that with shiny object syndrome. That new thing coming down the road does not necessarily mean that you should go after it. You should, however, go after it if it's something that is like, oh, I lost an entire revenue stream. Oh, time to pivot, time to look at something else. COVID was another example of that probably hit a lot of you small businesses out there.
Yeah,
And in various different ways, some good, some bad.
for sure.
All right. Now, Desmond, what's the best way that our viewers can get a hold of you to be able to collaborate and maybe work on their digital marketing aspects?
For sure, for sure. So I hate to be a hypocrite. Obviously I'm very active on Instagram, at CEO underscore Dez. Of course you could email me, dstanley at the incubator cle.com. Reach out, let's collaborate, let's create some content. If you need a website, if you need print materials, all that good stuff, we would love to work with you, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Desmond, thank you so much for the insights today, and reach out. All of his information will be located in the show notes below. And until next time.